And now the Aramaic of the week. So we're in Daniel 243, including this week, 3 more weeks of Daniel. And we are having the interpretation of Nebuchadnezzar's dream. So D, I think the reason why this is a Kathif Kare without the vowels is because some manuscripts have the D, but it's not a big deal. D, Kazayata, Par Zala, Ma'arav, Bakasaf, Tina, Mitar Bean. Okay, Mitar Bean, Mr. Bean, relative perhaps. Okay, so which or of which you saw, that which you saw. So this is Kazah, again, the vision verb I'm thinking. Ta's second masculine singular. Nebuchadnezzar's the second masculine singular, a you, masculine you, but one, he doesn't have a multiple personality. So what you saw, Parzalah, the iron. What you saw with regard to the iron. So Kamatz Aleph is the. What you saw with regard to the iron, Ma'arav, being mixed. Okay, so a mem with a shava under it in both Aramaic and Hebrew is often a sign of a participle, and not one of the ground participles, not a G participle, not one of the base participles, but one of the derived participles. We see this also here, mit arbin, the mem, the mit, and the meh are both indications of a participle that's not the ground participle. In this case, it is what we might call a D or doubled participle. In Hebrew, it's piel. In Aramaic, it's pa'el, I believe. But anyway, it doesn't do doubling because of the resh. Resh, it's not in my contract. I don't do doubling. So we don't see the doubling because the resh I'm not going to do that. But it's something like being mixed or iron mixed bakasaf with the clay or with clay. So this is a D participle, masculine singular, or pa'el participle. Anyway, put it into a mixed state, something like that, with clay. And then tina, we saw this before. Kasaf tina, it's kind of like clay of the clay. This is real clay, common clay. Both of these words basically mean clay. Kamatz Aleph again is the, which we now know very well from seeing over and over and over again. And then mit arbin is the HTD participle, which is intensive or sometimes could be passive as well. I think it goes with what comes later, not with what comes before. But the hit, mit, you can, like Hebrew, the participle has a mit, hit HTD, or it's, I suppose we could say it's hith pa'al in Aramaic. The Hirik Yod Nun, remember in Aramaic, Hirik Yod Mem is masculine plural. In Aramaic, Hirik Yod Nun is masculine plural. So what you saw with regard to the iron mixed with clay, common clay, which was mingling Lakon, Bizra, Anasha, Falah, Lehevon, that must be a consonantal vowel there, Lehevon, Davkin, Dina, Im Dina. Okay, so what you saw with regard to the iron being mixed with the common clay, mixed to be with the seed of the human, is mingling the seed of the human and is not to be adhering this with this. So the iron and the clay, they don't stick. They don't go together. They fall apart. They're not like a horse and carriage. They fall apart. And so what you saw with the iron and the clay, to be mingling with human seed and not being able to adhere this with this. All right, so lehavon, this is haya, the to be verb, not to be or not to be. That is the question. So again, infinitive construct, we would say for both of these, lehabon, with seed, zara, ke, zara, zara. This is seed in both Hebrew and Aramaic, and the ba is with, just like here, ba kasaf was with clay. This is bizra with seed. Anashah, kamatz aleph is the, and then anash is human, as also in Hebrew. To be and not to be, scattering. Okay. Actually, I didn't do the final line. I'll have to do that before I finish this video. I thought I'd finished. All right. So adhering, this is the heric yod nun is a masculine plural again. I believe this is a participle. So masculine plural participle. I think this is the basic all stem, the G stem, nothing done. Dana, this with this. In Hebrew, this is zeh. In Aramaic, it's dana. All right, so now the final line of this verse, what is it going to be? I'm going to find out. Actually, I did do it late at night. All right, so hey, kadi parzala la mit rav im kas pa. All right, so this with this adhering, even, hey, what the hey? Even kadi, like what? So this is D, but it's with a k, like on the front. Humans, it's not adhering with human, just like parzala, the iron law, not mit-arav, not mingling im with kas pa, with the clay. Kamatz aleph again being the, and then this also being another mit hit pa'al in Aramaic, the mem with a hit, the hay's gone away. That happens in, I'm not reviewing, I didn't review that, assuming you probably have a base in Hebrew before you've done this, that the hay goes away when you put the participle mem on it. All right, so the iron not mingling with the clay is like humans not mingling with the humans. The Seleucids and the Ptolemies perhaps not getting along with each other, which they didn't. So what do we have left? The only thing I might finally add is the law. I've said this before and I've stopped saying it, but I might remind you that in Hebrew, law is low. But Hebrew has undergone the Canaanite shift, in which long A's converted to long O's. So in Hebrew, we have lo, but in Aramaic, it's la. It didn't do the Canaanite shift. Well, this has been the Aramaic of the week.